right, now that we're fully dressed.
Get this giraffe out of him. Alright, come on. There you go. Now you're getting to the general zip code.
Getting the softness back.
Now you're getting into the zip code I'm looking for. Oh,
There you go.
It goes back up again.
These goats coming to say hi.
He's got a lot of horses here to worry about.
He really does. You never know who's going to make a poor life choice. Let's just warm him up a little bit off that inside leg. So when you're ready, we're going to ask for a few leg yields. So like from the quarter line to the rail. Just so that he's moving away from the inside of the arena while keeping his attention towards me. Not talking, not necessarily talking to his favorite pet goat right there.
There will be no attention paid to you.
I know. I'm really used to that, especially we have a horse show next week, and I think everybody's just done listening to me. So.
Uh-oh. Little cowboy broke out.
Make sure we keep that bend to the right if we're going to do that.
How many points did we get for that?
Well, had he been bent, that could have been a walk pirouette. Just asking for little bits of leg yield while he stays looking to the inside. Keep the flexion to the inside. There you go. So even at the walk, we're starting to get just a little bit picky. There you go, keeping it forward. Start to put his working brain between his ears. Some days he likes to just hit the go fast button, leave the working brain behind, especially in this arena.
Look at those haunches.
To keep him looking at the goat, we want to keep that. There you go. Just a little bit more bend through the ribs to make it harder, because he has to hold his posture better. He's able to kink his body away from us, the better he's working. The better he works, the quieter his brain has to be to listen to everything we have to say. There you go. Let's do one more leg yield to this side and then we'll change direction.
Do a little in, do a little out.
There you go. Good. So we're just practicing moving his body a little bit. He's not allowed to totally change the balance just because we're pushing his body around, no matter what he would prefer. Good. And then when you're ready, we'll change direction. See, I like this. The balance there is really nice. You feel how he's starting to come a little more up, a little less leaning on you? A little. Alright, so now to this direction, you want to make sure his rib cage is bent around your leg to wrap the haunches in. So I like the bend, I just want his ribs bending a little bit too.
You gotta do that whole rib bending thing.
Yeah, it's very hard, but it'll give you much better control of the haunches. Because when he does the haunches in with the ribs bending, then he has to hold himself much straighter. He's not able to lean through you as easily. There you go. Relaxing your own shoulders down a little bit, keeping your chest straight and parallel with the fence, pushing your outside hip just a little bit back. There you go. Move his body right where you want it. A little bit of attitude through his ears there. Yeah, stay nice and tall, bring the haunches. There you go. That's it. Feel like his hip is going to make it to the rail first. See, this is really quite nice. Good. So the pickier we get about how he does all these things, the easier he'll be when we add a little power. So one more time with the leg yield on the next long side. There you go, staying tall all with your chest. Be careful we don't try to push down through our shoulders. And then by the gait, we're going to pick up our trot. There, good. There you go, and then up to our trot. We're going to let's just school around for a minute, although this is pretty nice. A little bit rushy, but I like his neck here. Get out of the way.
Got a little forward motion.
Yeah. Forward and upward, right? He's not just rushing through you. He looks like he's lifting up underneath you with his shoulders. Right here looks quite nice. There you go. We're just going to tool around for one lap, throwing in circles where you think you have to, just to let him warm up his trotting muscles. And then the next time we reach our audience over there, we're going to start to do some leg yielding at the trot. So think our leg yield is going to be from quarter line to the rail, keeping a little bit of flexion to the inside. Feel like he's making a hole for your leg by pushing his ribs to the outside. Yep, keep him flexed to the inside like he's spooking away from me. Good. There you go. Good, good. The last half was better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you could feel how you kind of,
He just kind of threw his
yeah,
head
you
up
put all
and
the puzzle pieces together for the last half. Good, bring the haunches. There you go. So I'd like his haunches to step a little bit more across his body. So there it felt like his shoulders made it to the rail first. I liked the flexion, but now we have to have flexion and sideways. There you go. There, his shoulders are leading. Let's focus on pushing his tail. So I love the flexion, but now we're going to correct his hind end just a little bit. I want to imagine that his spotty little bum makes it to the rail first. Like somebody's pulling his tail over. You know, a little half halt on the outside shoulder, a little inside leg. There. And I totally expect him to come up around or up away from the bit a little bit because you're making him work harder by stepping further across with the inside hind. And the harder we work, the more he says, well, this isn't as much fun anymore, which is fair. I mean, I don't always want to work very hard, but when I do, I order a Dos Equis. There you go. There, good, good. Do you feel the hind leg coming a little bit more under then?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can feel when his hind leg is more correct, his neck comes up because he's like, oh my gosh, this is so hard. I have to carry all of my body weight on this inside hind leg. There you go. So keep your outside rein with you. Be careful he doesn't get a little long through his top line. You want to keep that neck rolled down.
I'm trying.
I know. It's my job to point out everything you're doing wrong, though. We'll have one day that I just hand out accolades. Today is not that day.
And tomorrow's not looking good either, right?
Tomorrow is not looking good either. There you go, a little half halt on the outside. Tickle that neck down. Yes, that was nice. Yep, so it's those little moments that we're looking for. I don't mind if he makes a mistake. That's how he learns, right? They have to do it wrong, then let us correct him. And soon the correction will come before he's committed to doing the wrong thing. And that's our goal. There you go, a little half halt on the outside. Tell him wait for his haunches. All right, I get the feeling that he's leaning through the outside rein.
Yeah, he's kind of leaning through everything right now.
So if he's leaning through everything, let's do a shoulder in down the next long side because he's good at that. It's a good way to stack his body, keeping the flexion to the inside. See, that's lovely. A little flexion, flexion. Little flexion, flexion. Keep the outside rein though so his neck stays straight out of his shoulders. Yes. It's So the flexion is just at his jaw and his poll, not through his entire neck.
Yeah.
Which sounds easy, but it's not. That should really be the tagline for dressage. Sounds easy, but it's not. There you go, a little flexion to the inside. He wants to look at his little goat friend. Did I get it? Spots have to stick together. There you go. There you go. Good. Right there. Excellent. Next long side. Let's do that leg yield, okay?
Right.
Or open side. I guess this is a pretty square arena now. We don't really have a long side. So think about when we make our turn to the quarter line, setting him in and almost a shoulder in positioning before we ask for that leg yield. All right, that'll put his inside hind leg underneath his body. There you go. Do you feel him really stepping then? You can feel the struggle. That's it, but he's struggling against himself and his own body weight instead of necessarily against you.
I feel him getting like all clumsy.
He is, because he's like, oh man, I can't push up off of this inside hind leg because that's real hard. And he's right, it is. But a little hard work never killed anyone. At least that's what my dad tells me. It's been pretty close a few times. There you go. So starting from that little shoulder in position really helps his whole body. Right, it keeps his hind legs from coming in and getting out of the work. Because all horses like to use their hind legs as decoration a little bit if we don't keep them honest. There you go. Good, one more and then we'll give him a quick walk break. I can hear him breathing from here. I know, buddy. There you go. There you go, little tickle tickle on that inside rein. Shorten your reins because your hands are too far back. There you go, good, good. Okay, that was not terribly nice right there, but until there it was nice. Oh, good.
All the way up to the moment where he stopped the food.
Yeah, all the way up to the moment that he sent you through the windshield. It was pretty nice. There you go. Now that he's lighter, he should be better. Let's do a little shoulder in.
I thought we were going to come down.
We are, but let's do that again with a little shoulder in because he's pushing his rib cage into you. So even in the transition, his trot is lighter. Even in the transition, we want to think that inside hind leg comes up underneath his body to carry himself. He says, I don't love it. He doesn't have to love it. There you go. And then long rein, let him take a quick breather. We got to do those good transitions. Even though we're working on harder stuff, we can't forget the basics. Otherwise, it'll all come back to bite us. Boy, I must not have been here during dinner time before. There's a lot of horses out there. Alright, so we're going to do one big lap. Next time we make it to our ground poles, we'll put them back together for that shoulder in leg yield to this direction.
Okay.
We'll see which way is easier for him. A lot of people out here on a Monday. And again, I guess it is a holiday today, huh?
I guess. If you're a federal worker,
Or in school.
school worker. Yeah, it is a holiday. Happy White Imperialism Racist Day.
Ah, that's Indigenous People Day. Or Canadian Thanksgiving. Also holidays today. I only have one Canadian at my barn, but she did not in fact bring me pie today, so I was a little disappointed in her. Alright. when you're ready, ask him to come a little bit down and round so we can pick up a nice trot. He looks a little stiff through the top line. There you go. And then up to our trot when you're ready. Good. We're just going to zoom around for a lap, throwing in a circle if you need to help him loosen up. But this is very pleasant right there.
Yes, it is. I could do this all day. Huh,
Yeah.
Voltaro?
I like this one. This is his going out in public look. He'd be a good ambassador for spotted horses right now.
Yeah, it's really stretching out.
There you go, dropping his neck a little bit just because he's looking at his little goat buddy over there trying to hang himself. All right, when you're ready, let's do a circle over here. And then we're going to come up that quarter line and leg yield to the rail, keeping this flexion. Trying to keep the flexion. Doing everything in your power to keep the flexion as you ask his inside hind leg to step over to the rail. I really like that start. Good. Good. I'd like his neck just there you go. I'd like his neck a little bit more like this through the start of it.
Me too.
But other than that, I really quite liked it, right? That's the only comment I have. Well, maybe not the only one, but the only one for now. There you go, inside leg. So make sure he doesn't dive in with that inside shoulder. We want him standing straight up like he's on a train track. Easier to say than to do, I know. Drop that neck as you invite him sideways.
Yeah, that's
There. Good. Good. And I'm not expecting every step to be perfect. I just want to see it get better as we go along. I'm going to say these things until it becomes this annoying little voice in your head so that you know what to fix when you're riding on your own. I like that. That's a good trot. There you go. Good. You should be happy with that one. That one was really pleasant. Keep him standing upright. Really think my inside thigh, inside leg keeps him upright through the shoulders so that he's not leaning in through you. We're going to do one more. Good trot. This side is really quite pleasant.
Yeah, he's gotten really good at it.
I like it.
Found a lot of balance in his trot.
And that's a much better circle. Good starting from the shoulder in. That's it. That's it, and your goal is to keep the outline the same. He likes to carry his tension through his neck and his chest. Started well, got a little stiff, ended well. Good. All right, so this time we're going to leg yield to the rail and then pick up your canter. We're going to canter on the circle, trying to keep this lovely balance he has at the trot. Good, I'm impressed by that circle. That was a really nice circle. There you go. Drop his neck just a little bit as you prepare. That's okay. Regroup. Let's try it again. He goes, I know it's going to be hard. I know. But you still got to work. There you go. Keep tickling that inside rein so his attention stays on me or you, not looking at the horses. Good. So let's make our circle a little bit smaller somewhere. See if we can increase the difficulty, increase the bend. He's like, I heard it was going to get harder. Good. One more time, up to your canter, increasing the difficulty. That's it. Push his ribs to the outside. Expect that good balance at the trot. Right, he wants to be a little bit of a terrorist and tell you if you don't give away everything we worked so hard for, he can't possibly canter. And he can. We're expecting better from him now. And he's not allowed to be a terrorist. I love this trot right here. Little flexion to the inside. There you go. Keeping him honest, standing him upright. Good. Good. And then from this, try to canter off. Goodness.
So what's he doing there?
He's picking up the other lead, so he's pushing you to the inside so he can jump to the outside. So let's try that again. This is what happens. Sometimes we fix one gate and the other gate gets a little bit of a hole in it. There you go. Now trying to keep the activity as we turn a smaller circle. There you go. That's it. And then straight ahead. Thinking a baby shoulder in up the long side. There you go. Good, good, good. Let him go forward if he needs it. And then when you're ready, sinking down to the trot. We're going to do that again. I know, bub. It's hard. Sit, pushing his ribs to the outside. Good job getting your bend. All right, this is what we use our circles for, to help establish the balance where we want it. This is nice. Good trot. Keep the flexion. He's taking the flexion away from you. Looking at spotted horses, spotted cows. Lovely. I think that smaller circle. Feel like he's cantering around your inside leg. And then straight ahead for that shoulder in. That's okay. Just regroup. We'll do it again. All right, this is taking his balance to the next level at the canter. We're not just happy for the canter anymore. So I'm fully expecting him to make a mistake like this. All right, we're just teaching him how to react to his mistakes in the balance. Because his old reactions were not what we like. So we need the new reactions. Good job. Little tickle tickle on that inside rein so he's looking where you're going. There you go. Good, good, good. Baby shoulder in. And then down to your trot. Keeping your shoulder in. There you go. So we have to sit down on his little spotty bum. Good, good. One more and then he can have a walk break. Little flexion, push him over to the outside rein. I get the feeling like he's leaning on that inside shoulder. Whoop, barrel. There you go, ready, and up. Do it again, trying to keep the flexion.
Throwing that inside shoulder at it.
She is. Well, he's taking that step before the canter to just take all of the work we're doing at the trot and throw it out the window. Good. So it's going to take some convincing on your part that he stays put together. There you go. But the smaller circles hopefully are feeling easier. There, lovely. Look at him canter. This is better. Sit down the inside seat bone. That's okay. Shoulder in, regroup. So when he falls apart, put him in a shoulder in or a circle so that you can regroup the balance. Otherwise, he looks a little bit like a spotted cannonball. All right, we want him to have that good balance when we ask for a change of
He was almost done.
He almost was. Good.
Good boy.
Right, and the lesson we're teaching him is that we're allowed to control his balance, even when it's hard, even when he changes his gait. There you go, and then think sit, sit, sit to the trot. There you go. Nice and round, little flexion to the inside. That's it, and then let's stretch him down on a circle when you're ready.
At a trot or
And you can walk, that's fine. But just let him relax that tension. He says, holy cow.
He's had to hold it up here for the past 10 minutes.
I know. It's not easy carrying that much horse on one hind leg. Right? Because as we work towards a more collected canter, that's the whole thing. The whole goal is to put all of his weight on that outside hind instead of letting him balance it on the inside shoulder.
He's had to hold that giraffe rein for the past 10 minutes.
And he's done a good job.
Exhausted.
He isn't going backwards at all, so that's good. So let him take a quick breather. And then we'll pick up our canter the other direction, which should be easier.
Yeah.
You want to start on the hard side every time.
Oh, doing good, Voltaro. It's hard work.
It is hard work. This is probably one of the harder sports you could have chosen.
Yeah.
We're only going to do it once or twice the other way, because I can hear him puffing, because it's hot, it's humid, this is hard, and he has been working for almost 40 minutes now, so.
Get all that smoking overnight?
Exactly. You got to tell him to cut out the partying.
Karen and I were watching this show last night about the Rat Pack.
Oh yeah?
We're talking about Sinatra. He would work and then work all day and party all night, just over and over and over again.
Some people have that manic energy that, not gonna lie, I'm wicked jealous of.
Yeah, very much so. And have a tolerance to alcohol where it doesn't just turn them into total zombies. You know?
Now I don't have that. I know that about myself.
I don't have that either.
I had a cousin who he was a Microsoft VP, and he had manic episodes that he would work for 20 hours a day and just thrive. But that would make me crash and burn.
Yeah. I can maybe do it once.
I can't even do it once. I hit hour 14 or 15. I'm like, I think I need a nap.
I mean, I've had nights where I just couldn't fall asleep, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like exhausted to get into bed and not be able to fall asleep. And then finally get out of bed around 2:30 and just go through the next day.
Yep.
Got a lot of work done, but I was exhausted.
Not gonna lie, that's my superpower, is I can sleep anytime, anywhere. Really annoys Chad. Like we were stuck in the Motel 6 when that hurricane came through Beaumont. I can sleep through the wind and the rain, and all he can hear is the side of the wall caving in. Alright, ready? Canter.
Let's go, buddy. Let's get this over with.
I mean, as far as superpowers go, sleeping is a pretty benign one, but comes in handy. I know, buddy, we're almost done. There you go. So think about pushing his rib cage to the outside, warming him up in a little shoulder in, and then picking up your canter on that small circle, or smaller circle. Good.
Small circle.
Yahoo! Good. Then let's do a shoulder in at the canter. Using that to bounce him a little bit together, and then down to your trot. Good, good, good. There you go, inside hip, pushing his ribs to the outside. And then when you're ready, let's see that nice trot transition. I like this canter though. It's a little bit forward, but the balance isn't bad. All right, it should feel like he's going uphill a little bit. I mean, maybe not terribly soft right there. But he's not falling apart, which I appreciate. So get a good trot. Let's do that one more time. Thinking up and then down. So we're going to go up into the canter, that nice small circle. Canter shoulder in to bounce him together, and then down to our trot. And if it's nice, then he'll be done. But it has to be nice. Good. So I like the circle. Feel like you're bringing the shoulders around your inside leg. And think heavy inside seat bone. Keep him flexed to the inside for that shoulder in. We're getting pickier. And he's going to say, this might kill me. There you go. And then down. That's okay. And then you can stretch him down at the trot. Let him relax. Oh, goodness. Good.
He came totally out of it at the end.
So come down to the walk and we'll talk about that.
It's like a blob. He's just like, I can't do this anymore.
But did you feel where he left his shoulders? He left his shoulders up instead of kind of diving down with his sternum. So if he's going to break, that's a better way to break. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it might not have been when you asked, but it was in a definite better way. Right? He was carrying himself more like a real horse. And then when you're ready, come down to the walk. We'll let him finish on that. Oh, good. Because that's going to be his next working point, is going from canter to trot and maintaining the balance. So it doesn't feel like he has to catch up to his balance in that trot. Because he feels a little bit like a spider for those first few steps. But that's a strength thing, and always a strength thing.
Well, around Thursday, it's going to start getting cooler, so.
Yeah, everything's easier when it's not 100 degrees.
True.
I know I signed up I'm going to a horse show next Saturday. And I have my 3-year-old going to his first horse show, and I'm taking my 2-year-old for her little field trip. I'm like, great, 55 and windy, it'll be fun. But
Yeah, there's going to be some frisky horses.
there are going to be some frisky horses. And one of them is, I have this 21-year-old Arab that's my lesson horse, and he's just the biggest asshole when it gets cold. So I love him, but I wish just a few days he'd act his age. That was hard work, but good job. Made him maintain his balance and his outline. Sounds easy, but it's not